Demento.
Also known as
Haunting Ground.
So what the hell is Haunting Ground? Well, it's a creepy-ass game made in 2005 by Capcom about a woman who wakes up in a creepy-ass castle ran by a bunch of creepy-ass people. And there's a lot of crazy-ass shit that happens along the way. And honestly, I'm going to spoil quite a bit of it, mainly because this game is kind of hard to get your hands on. Like, for some reason, it's one of those games that's super fucking rare to get. And thankfully, I have a physical copy of it, so that's pretty cool. So I guess I can consider myself pretty lucky, seeing as how I have a pretty good condition game here. Like, there's no real scratches on the back, from what I could see anyway. Also, the manual. Look at that. Hey, you guys remember manuals? Remember when games came with these? Yeah, what happened to that? Also, the box, not too bad condition. I mean, there's some scratches and some dents on it. Also, what the fuck is that? Fucking sticker residue having ass. No, fuck that. Ooh, what's this? Oh, a little bit of a teaser for the next episode. I'm lucky! Woo! Okay, I'm done verbally stroking myself. Let's get into this fucking game. Here's your spoiler warning. Isn't that some great main menu music? Not fucking scary at all. So the main character of the game is Fiona Belly, and she wakes up in this creepy ass castle, practically in the nude. It's gonna be one of those kind of games. Also, you get this little jump scare with a doggy. So the gameplay looks pretty much just like Resident Evil, except if you took away the guns. Also, at the very start, Fiona won't do anything until she gets clothes on. I mean, I don't really blame her. Especially when you're in a fucking creepy castle with a creepy looking painting like that.
I've gathered some clothes for you.
Cool beans.
Yes, Master. We will keep her here for a while. I will make sure she stays comfortable.
So Fiona gets dressed in whatever the fuck kind of clothing that is. Better than being naked, I guess. Fiona can do pretty much anything that a Resident Evil character can do, you know, aside from like using a knife and guns. I mean, she can kick. That's pretty cool. But she can also run. But she has stamina that runs out, so you have to be careful with how much you run. She can duck and like hide and shit. We'll get into that more later, but you don't really have a health bar technically in this game. It's more of like a panic. Like when you see something scary or you're getting chased by a maniac, then the screen will get all wonky and like pulsate and turn monochrome, and it gets really hard to control because obviously the screen is going ape shit, and also Fiona starts to like tumble and fall down a few times, which makes it to where anybody who's stalking you can catch you easier. So obviously you want to hide from whoever's chasing you and pray to God that they don't fucking find you. Speaking of stalkers, there's 4 of them in the game. The first one being this okay. Good God! So that is Debilitas. That's his name. He's kind of like a child almost. I mean, he really just wants Fiona to be his doll, which sounds really fucking weird. Now I'm saying that out loud. And all throughout the game, there's evasion points that you can use to hide from whoever the hell's trying to kill you. I mean, it can be anything from beds to closets to cabinets. Pretty much any way you can get to hide. And you can also duck in the game, so if you like get behind a door or in the shadows or something, you could duck and maybe they won't find you. But usually they tend to know wherever the hell you are, unless you're hiding in an evasion point. There were moments where I was hiding behind a door and I don't know how the hell whoever was chasing me didn't see me. But eventually whoever the hell's chasing you will fuck off and leave you be. For now, there will be moments where they will show up and it's like a scripted sort of thing. But most of the time, whoever's chasing you will show up at random. Usually if you make too much noise, then they might show up in the next room. Just out of nowhere, and they'll scare the shit out of you, and it's kind of inconveniencing, especially whenever you're trying to figure out a puzzle or something, and boom, there they are. They just show up, and you had to run from them, and then you had to walk all the way back to where you were before. It's kind of intense, honestly.
Ah, Fiona. I see you finally awakened.
So this asshole who's talking, his name is Ricardo. We'll get into him more later on. Now he's just doing some kind of creepy monologue. Okay, yeah, sure, why not?
Beautiful, isn't it? That, my dear, is what you will become in the future. Go ahead. You may touch it. You will be mine, Fiona.
Now, there's some minor enemies in the game, too. Like these little fucking glowing orb bastards. Now, if these things hit you, then they'll cause Fiona to panic slightly. And they'll also make noise, which means that whoever the hell's stalking you at that point will probably find you almost immediately. Now, eventually, Fiona finds the doggy from the beginning of the game, and she frees him. And next thing you know, fucking Debilitas is doing what he usually does in cutscenes, and mostly just waves his hands menacingly. And then the doggy shows up. Look at him. Now you can actually use the doggy to attack whoever the hell's stalking you. Yeah, trust me, it won't be that easy every fucking time.
Huey?
So the doggy's name is Huey.
So you're Huey?
And he's pretty much your only form of attack in this game. Now, you can't kill any stalkers. Well, until like the little boss fight that they have. But Huey can hold off the enemies while you run the fuck away. Huey can also help you solve certain puzzles, and he warns you when there's like traps that will just straight up kill the shit out of you. I mean, obviously I'm not gonna pay attention to that. No. I guess I should have paid attention to that. So after exploring the castle, evading at Debilitas, and witnessing the maid getting abused by Ricardo,
Do you hear me, old man? The Azoth is mine.
Okay. What the fuck? So the main goal of the game is to basically get the key to get the fuck out of the goddamn castle while evading the stalkers. Yeah, I remember that legitimately scaring the fuck out of me. If you're morbidly curious, you're probably wondering what happens if you get killed by Debilitas. What the fuck? After you finally get the key that leads to the next area of the castle. Oh shit. It's boss battle time. Give me that good old Debilitas. Yeah, arm flailing. There it is. Hey, you fucking crazy bastard. Now you're probably wondering just how the hell a boss fight goes in a game where you really can't attack much other than like kicking and using a dog to attack your enemies. Well, it's fucking weird to say the least. So there's two ways you can do this boss fight. You can either beat Debilitas to death, which is incredibly fucking hard, or you can hit these things on the side of the wall that control the little chandelier to drop it on his fucking head, which somehow does not kill him, but it does make him not hostile towards Fiona anymore, so I guess that's a good thing. But before you can get to the next area of the castle,
dinner is served, miss. My creator said he made me the perfect woman. But I cannot taste or experience pleasure or feel pain.
Well, thanks for the meal.
by this point I can imagine you already know who the next stalker is. What the fuck?
I'm not complete.
Okay. Clearly the creepy maid lady put poison in the soup, I guess. Hell if I know. Fiona goes to rest and we get another disturbing cutscene. What the fuck? The fuck, bitch? For obvious reasons, Daniela is definitely scarier than Debilitas. Debilitas just isn't right in the head, really, and he thinks that Fiona's like a doll that he can play with. Daniela is straight up jealous of Fiona, and she feels incomplete.
I am not complete.
Yeah, that's what I just said. And I guess because of that, Daniela goes fucking apeshit. And just like that, you have another fucking stalker immediately after defeating Debilitas. So, what do you gotta do? You gotta run the fuck away. Now, Daniela is honestly, I think, the hardest stalker to avoid in the game. Mainly because she's pretty fucking swift, even though she's not running. It's like she's fucking Jason or Michael Myers or something. She just kinda appears. And she walks everywhere, too. I don't know how the hell she's that fast. But she does have some weaknesses that are pretty ridiculous, honestly. Like, there's some random moments where instead of attacking you, she's just sitting there cleaning. And you can even talk to her, and she says, "Not now, I'm cleaning." Or something along those lines. And also, for some reason, she can't look at mirrors. Like, I think she hates herself, so she can't look at herself in their... She can't look at her reflection, or she'll go apeshit. See, look at that! Look at that! I was just running from her,
Miss,
and she somehow beat me
cleaning
here.
Time now.
But it's cleaning time now, so... You know, I guess that's okay. Also, this next part of the castle is apparently underwater. Don't ask me how that's possible. There's also a random scene where if you do get the scene, then Daniela will upgrade her weapon to a goddamn fire poker, which you definitely do not want because it causes more panic than her glass shard. Now, if you're still morbidly curious about what happens if Daniela kills you... Horrific! Absolutely fucking horrific. Also, in Daniela's area, there's a lot more nasty instant kill traps. Fuck all that. Without a doubt, the worst part, in my opinion, is definitely the part where you have to carry around that goddamn mandrake root. Not only does Daniela show up right after you get the mandrake root, which I'm pretty sure it's scripted. They knew what they were doing, bastards. Anyway, while you have the damn mandrake root in your possession, it screams every time you crouch, so you can't avoid Daniela by ducking in a dark corner or behind a door or something, because the damn little plant bastard will scream, which builds up your panic. Also, your panic builds like twice as fast, so it's just an all-around shit show. Another creepy thing about Daniela is that while you're hidden in this game, it usually shows you what your stalker's doing as they're looking for you. And Daniela's walk animation is horrific. Don't turn around. Don't turn around. Shit! After a certain point, you eventually have to fight Daniela, much like what you did with Debilitas. However, I don't think that it's possible to straight up kick Daniela to death or have Huey chew on her until she dies. Instead, it's mostly a giant puzzle that you have to complete, all while Daniela is running after you trying to shove a piece of glass up. What the fuck? So, like I said, it's a big room that's mostly a giant puzzle, and she chases after you the whole time. So basically, tell Huey to chew on her. Ugh, God, that scream of hers is fucking annoying. It's supposed to build up your panic, but it's more just annoying to the fucking player. So, pretty much, what are you doing here? Well, all you're doing is you're moving these colored brick thingies. I don't know what the hell they are. You're moving them to the end of their path. It sounds easy enough, right? Well, that's because it is. After you get all the blocks where they're supposed to be, all you have to do is just... God damn it, Huey. Just stop it. Stop fucking chewing on her. All you have to do... God damn it. All you have to do is lead her to the center where the mirror is, and... apparently she just... can't fucking take it anymore. Fuck.
Miss Fiona.
But of course we can't escape the castle just yet, because then Ricardo shows up to tell us that he's going to be stalking us for about 30 minutes or so. Depends on how long it takes you to complete this next part. Now, for any of the morbidly curious out there, I bet you're all wondering what Ricardo does whenever he kills you. Well, good question. I don't know, because I never died to him. This guy's the only guy in the game who carries a ranged weapon, and he can't hit the broadside of a fucking barn. That being said, he is quite fast, so it's hard to escape him. But again, he can't hit the broadside of a goddamn barn. Though I do know that if he does end up shooting you, you die instantly. So I guess that's a nice trade-off. But again, I never died once to him. He was the easiest stalker to avoid. Honestly, Ricardo is pretty damn boring. And there's no real major parts that stand out to me during any of his moments inside the castle. But once you get out into the forest, Fiona and Huey get separated. And he's able to capture Fiona.
Why are you doing this? What did I do?
You inherited your father's Azoth. That is what you did. Like your father, Ugo.
As it turns out, Ricardo is actually a clone of Fiona's father.
We are clones.
No shit, I just said that.
We are clones.
Okay, we get it. You're fucking clones. So anyways, Fiona passes out. Asshat here laughs maniacally. If you have a good relationship with Huey, then he'll save your ass from Ricardo's little prison that he has you in.
You saved me again.
Now that is a good fucking dog.
Oh, boy.
So you're officially set up to get the good ending of the game. To get the bad ending, you have to have Huey hate your guts by the time you reach the forest where Ricardo abducts Fiona. Which is incredibly hard to do.
Damn you, you useless mutt.
Well, apparently Ricardo's here too, because of course he is. Oh, and he can turn invisible now. Because fucking why not?
Then.
So apparently he's made some kind of formula that he's
Worst
injected
direction
Fiona
on
with
the eyes.
that makes it to where she can't see him very well.
You are mine. I own you. You are mine. I own you.
Why does he fucking repeat everything? What a douchebag. Now, you would think that if you couldn't see who's trying to stalk and kill you, then that person would be quite a bit harder than they were before. Especially if they used a gun, right? Well, get this. Ricardo wasn't smart enough to bring his gun along this time. So he does hand-to-hand combat. What the fuck was he thinking? He's invisible. He couldn't shoot the broadside of a barn when he was visible. But now he has the advantage of you not being able to see him. And he still doesn't use a goddamn gun. God knows why he would do that. That being said, he is quite a bit trickier than he was before, but he's definitely not as dangerous as Debilitas or, God, definitely not Daniela. Well, it turns out that Ricardo has taken Fiona to some kind of giant tower out in the middle of a lake, apparently. And you gotta make your way to the top of the tower. And somehow on every floor, he appears out of nowhere. He's beating you to the next floor. I don't know how the hell he does that. He's some kind of fucking wizard. I mean, I guess he does know alchemy, apparently. But that's neither here nor there. So, of course, once you reach the top of the tower, Ricardo will somehow be there. And
Why must you define?
there will be a boss fight
Why do
again.
you run?
Just like all the other times. But this time, it's a hell of a lot easier.
Let me into your womb.
Dude, what the fuck? Well, anyway, it's incredibly easy. You just have to send Huey into the holes that are on the base of the tower, in the little center. He'll appear on the top hole, and once you get Ricardo to the edge, you can do that. And then he'll die. He'll just fall off the tower and he'll die. Damn, that was tough. Now, as you make your way down to the bottom of the tower so you can cross over back to the castle, you get this really uncomfortable scene with this old fuck who you probably already know is Lorenzo at this point because you've been hearing about this old bastard who owns the castle. His name is Lorenzo. So it should be obvious who the next stalker is. It's this fucking old dude that can't walk. So apparently he's created Ricardo also. Because he's an alchemist. And I guess Ricardo's like basically a puppet version of Fiona's father. Don't fucking ask me. I don't know, damn it. But anyways, this old dude makes out with Ricardo and sucks his Azoth out of his body. God damn, dude. Whoa, fuck. What a great cutscene. Well, now you get to go back to the castle after you cross the bridge. And guess who's waiting for you? Oh, shit.
Poor Fiona. Ricardo put you through quite a bit, didn't he? Unlike Ugo, He was always a troublemaker, a bad apple.
Okay, was that necessary?
I, Aureolus Lorenzo Belli, created them both, Ricardo and Ugo.
Yeah, so he basically confirms that he created Fiona's father and Ricardo, and he basically liked Ugo more because Ricardo's a douche. And Ugo basically betrayed him by marrying Fiona's mother and having Fiona, which means that Fiona now has her father's Azoth, which is what this old bastard's after all along. Jesus Christ!
And then you came along, my dear Fiona. Fate brought you back to me, and now you are mine. All mine!
Oh god, that's hilarious. That gets me every time. Just seeing him, just seeing the way he reacts in his wheelchair, it's fucking hilarious. I'm not making fun of people in wheelchairs, but it's just funny the way this old creepy fuck acts in the wheelchair. It's a shame that he doesn't chase you while he's in it. Instead, he chooses to crawl around on his hands, and he's fast as shit. Like this dude been doing pull-ups. Holy shit. He's pretty much just as fast as all the other stalkers. Maybe a little bit slower, obviously. Now, I'll do it again. For the morbidly curious out there, I bet you're all wondering what happens when Lorenzo kills you. Well, I don't know, because he was super easy and I didn't even come close to dying once to him. I imagine it involves some kind of slurping sound, which would be incredibly unpleasant. So thank God I never died to him. Now what's the best way to deal with this old bastard? Well, how about you blow his ass up? Oh, and make sure he's crushed underneath some rocks, too. Now, this may shock you, but of course it didn't fucking kill him. Why would it? So, explosives didn't work, so this time let's go ahead and put his ass on a conveyor belt that's headed straight for a rock crusher. Oh, that's fucking tasty. All the stalkers have been defeated, so you'd think that we could go home now, right? Well, the fucking course not.
Daddy.
Fiona, my dear holder of Azoth.
What's going on? You're not my...
Azoth is the essence of life. We alchemists have the ability to convert it into power. We can live forever. Your Azoth, Fiona, belongs to me.
God, why the fuck does everyone have to just go ape shit for no reason? Oh God, not the beast! Oh shit. There's a little bit of fan service for the ladies. Looks like a Kingdom Hearts character or something. So that's young Lorenzo.
Come to me, Fiona.
And he's just as crazy as when
he
he's an old fucking creepy dude.
Life.
The only difference this time is that he can walk.
Ellie.
Now, this guy is quite literally a goddamn wizard. He can, like, create a shockwave on the ground that knocks you down. He can teleport. He can shoot magic at you. So you'd expect him to be the hardest stalker in the whole game. Well, he's not. He's honestly the easiest, or at least I think he was the easiest. I mean, sure, he could, like, come out of nowhere because he can teleport, obviously. But who gives a shit? He's slower than a fucking slug. When he walks, he's definitely the slowest. He was faster while he was crawling around on his damn arms. So again, I'm sorry to the morbidly curious out there, but this guy was so easy I didn't even come close to getting killed by him. For the final boss fight, you can approach it two ways. Find some kind of way to knock his ass into the lava, or just straight up beat the shit out of him until he's dead. Now you have items in this game called magnesia, which are basically floor traps. If the guy's chasing you and he walks into it, it'll blow up and deal damage to him. And there's like different levels of damage it does depending on what color of magnesia it is. So I stocked up on them before going into this, and I decided to just go ahead and just spam the shit out of those. And it makes it kind of a goddamn joke. That was epic. And now we can escape the castle. But of course, him falling in the lava somehow caused the cavern that you're in to collapse. Oh, and he's fucking chasing you again. He's not fucking dead. He's this fucking zombie fire dude. And you just gotta run from him. If he touches you, you die instantly, which is really annoying. And there's a tremor that's constantly going that you have to keep ducking to avoid, otherwise Fiona falls down. And she completely runs out of stamina, which means she's slower than shit. This whole part's just a tedious nightmare. Oh, and then there's this one goddamn part where a statue falls, and you have to catch it, and you have to mash a button. It doesn't tell you what button, so I was sitting there pressing all the buttons, not realizing that you have to mash the O button. So if you're morbidly curious about what happens if he kills you, well, that's it. So this time, mash the damn O button. God forbid the game tells you the fucking O button. Oh, come on. Come on. Why do you have to hold it up? Just, like, go to the side and let it fall. Whatever. It's a game. And you finally reach the fucking end. And what happens? Well, this flaming asshole catches up to you somehow, and he doesn't think to just go ahead and kill you. He kind of just waves his hands menacingly. It's like he took a page out of Debilitas's book. And he's finally dead. So after all that time where I kept faking out, saying, "Oh, it's over. There's no more stalkers," and then the stalker immediately shows up. Yeah, that gag got old real quick. I get it.
Huey.
But I swear, it's finally over now. There's no more stalkers. You got the key to the castle, and she's gonna leave with Huey in tow. The game's over, and that's all she wrote. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Oh, okay. Well, that's nice then.
Huey.
So this is the good ending. You get Fiona and Huey leaving. Debilitas apparently owns this fucking castle now, so that's pretty cool. Obviously, you wouldn't get this scene if you just killed the shit out of Debilitas instead of dropping a chandelier on his head. It would be the same thing, except there would be no scene with Debilitas, obviously. The really bad ending, that one involves Fiona getting pregnant from Ricardo, and yeah, it's pretty fucky. There's also a kind of like a goofy ending where if you were playing on New Game Plus, then you get to leave like really early right after you take care of Debilitas. You get the key to the castle early, and you can leave. It's pretty funny.
Come on, boy.
Don't go, Fiona. My life, my Azov, Fiona.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Now, I think this game it's a pretty cool game. It's unique. It's definitely creepy. It's not really scary. Mostly just really creepy and unsettling. Especially when the enemies kill you. Do I think it needs a remake? Nah. They'd probably ruin it. Especially nowadays. I don't think it needs to be remade. Just leave it as a hidden gem. When it comes to how creepy it is, I think this game's strongest point is easily the music. Now, I want you to just picture this guy chasing you while this music is playing. Now, how about you picture this woman holding a big piece of glass trying to cut your head off? Now, I don't think Ricardo is scary at all, but his music definitely fucking is. Good old Lorenzo isn't scary at all either. His music is more just weird. This game is so fucking nuts. I love it. It's a great game. I really wish that they would make an HD version of it. Don't remake the whole damn thing. Just make a new version. Just give it a new coat of paint. Come on, Capcom. You're good at giving old games a new coat of paint. This game more than deserves it.